just come out of a really exciting meeting with Alex from the charity Pratham U.K. It does some fantastic work in India. Drink Me Chai really wants to support a worthwhile charity and cause, and Alex and I met up, and they do some really good work. So would you like to just give us a brief outline of the work that Pratham does? Be interested to know how you support children in India and education, etc.
Sure. So Pratham's India's largest education NGO or children's charity, and we started in 1993, established by UNICEF. And since then we've grown to support children in 22 of the 28 Indian states. And through our campaign, our largest campaign, Read India, we've impacted on 35 million children's lives, which is fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
As we have a really large network of volunteers, which is how we're able to reach so many children, particularly within the village communities in rural areas. So to reach that amount of people, you really need to have the community on board. Aside from the Read India campaign, we've also started working with child labour and street children, and ensuring that children who've dropped out of school at an early age, some children drop out as early as 8 or 9 years old, fall into child labour and don't get the education that they deserve. So Pratham works with those communities in cities like Mumbai and Delhi, and to actually ensure that we're working with the police, working with municipal authorities to actually ensure that children go back into school and stay there. So that's why Pratham has the tagline, every child in school and learning well, because being in school is fine. India has 95% enrolment rate now, but you can be enrolled in school and never go. You could be bunking off.
Yeah.
So Pratham makes sure that the children are actually staying in school and reading and staying there. We also help older children, such as young women who've again dropped out of school and gone into work early. We're actually helping women back into school and to actually back into secondary education, learning to read. And they actually pay Pratham back by teaching younger children to read, giving them skills that they need to improve their lives. Pratham also helps with vocational skills, which might be interesting for you as well with Drink Me Chai. Because again, we can actually give people skills that they need to go into work. So it's all very well being able to read. We actually need skills to be able to work as well. So Pratham really works all over the country. On lots of levels.
I think there's a few things that really links with my passion for India, having visited there and seeing some of these chai wallahs stalls. And not to take away from some of the happy, wonderful kids, and they enjoy helping their parents, but it's good to maybe have the education to make choices, to maybe do other work should they choose it. And I like the idea of the educational for young girls, and teaching them to be able to set up businesses themselves, which again is something that's really passionate. Also, you mentioned the sense of community, and again that's what chai is all about, which is again something that I really like.
You mentioned about the chai wallahs and the sense of community where people gather around the chai pot.
That's right,
and share stories, make connections, make business connections. India is obviously a very entrepreneurial country, and that's why we do want to help these young entrepreneurs to actually give them skills so they can get jobs and realise their dreams.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's and that's why in the rural areas the community is very, very strong. In terms of education, the right to education was introduced in 2009 in India, and so Pratham's working with the government to make sure that every child basically claims their right to a good education and goes to school and stays there learning well. But each community also must have a student management committee as well.
So I'm looking forward to a long collaboration with Pratham. So what we're going to do is set up a Chai Awareness Week, basically. So there's going to be lots of events that are going to be going on in March 2013. So watch this space, and thank you very much, Alex.
Thank you.